Welcome into the debut podcast of the Raging Buffalo. Derek Kramer here, along with two new boys to the roster. Introduce yourselves.
I'm Zachary Jones.
Justin Lamont.
And this is the first episode of the Raging Buffalo podcast. You would know that the Leftovers podcast, based on the announcement from earlier this week, is done. It's over. We have moved on to video. So go ahead, take a look at the stupid faces that we got here. Look at this spiffy mofo with his little suit coat and everything like that. But Frank Arcuri, Kyle Powell, and myself, we're going ahead and we're launching this new project, and we're glad that you're here along with us. John Simon, another compadre of ours, also part of this roster as well. Shout out to a couple of the other contributors like Matt Nowak and Scott Gaddy. They're going to be part of this team as well. Guys, it's here. We have done what we wanted to do. First video time. It's fun times. Let's go. Welcome to the Raging Buffalo. We're here to have some fun, and we're going to say whatever the friggin' hell we want at this point. So we hope you're here to very happily join us, because we're happy to have you along for the ride. Guys, Sabres, this weekend, 1-1. Didn't look good against the Rangers. And I think I'm saying it nicely. But then you bounce back on the second half of back-to-back. You're traveling across to Detroit, and you go ahead and you come away with a dull but convincing 2-0 win.
Here's what I'm going to say about the Rangers game.
Yeah, let's get that one.
Just one thing.
Elephant in the room.
Offensively, they did not play bad.
No,
They did not
I
play
would
bad
agree.
offensively.
I agree with that. Yep.
I mean, Henrik Lundqvist is just, he's good.
Yeah, he's still got it.
He's
Boy is a bottle of fine wine.
He's still got it.
He is so
that's
good.
a good analogy.
But defensively, that was brutal. Like, I've never seen Dahlin look like Bambi before. Like, that was brutal. But,
A lot of butts.
a lot of buts. The game against Detroit was exactly how I thought that game was going to go. Because Detroit, is exactly what the Rangers were, desperate, right? 6-game skidder they're on now. Or maybe it's 7 now.
I think
it's
actually 7, yeah.
That's a 7.
But that's a desperate team. I expected chances end to end. Did not expect the Sabres to come out hot. I mean, they flew into Detroit. They didn't get there until, 2 in the morning?
Yeah.
That's
And there's
and the
time
first
zone
period
adjustment.
showed that. And the
That's
first
tough.
period showed that
Yes,
they were just trying to get their legs
But
on
they
them.
played a good game. And finally, there's been a lot of talk about Olsen coming off the top line, which I'm fine for.
Mm-hmm.
Give me Skinner and Eichel. But he has not looked right since Anaheim. And I think, coming from experience, he had a concussion from that hit he took.
You think so?
I think he had
Probably.
something.
That makes some sense.
You know, I'm with there. It would make complete sense because you're right. Since Anaheim, he's kind of he hasn't been in correct position. He hasn't really been as much of a threat on the power play, shooting wise. But last night he had a dime of a pass.
That was beautiful.
Oh,
Nutmeg.
That was nice.
Gorgeous.
yeah, I love that.
I love this kid. You're gonna get hockey terms. You're gonna get hockey talk out of this one. You're gonna get
Love
great
it right
primo.
there.
You're gonna learn hockey terms, and it's gonna be fantastic there. You hungry there? I heard that.
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit.
That one threw me off there.
I know.
He's got the rumblies there. But no, I think that the Sabres team, they're doing what they need to do still at the point of this. And the big thing is how they're responding to bad beats.
Mm-hmm.
They are responding with shutouts. They are responding with really being able to defensively control and maintain the chances that are going against them. I think the most dangerous one that they had, Olmark did have to earn it in that first period, I thought, but outside of that, the second period, Sabres kind of dominated things a little bit more. They were making sure there were no real dangerous chances from Detroit, and then they go ahead and they close this thing out in the third period. I like how they respond anytime that there's a regulation loss. They respond in proper kind, make sure that they bank up some more points for the grind of the season that is 82 games. We're still early in this thing. And yes, we got burnt last year with hope. However, there's a genuine different feel to this team. From Ralph Kruger, his structural presence to this organization, and then even the little things that you notice that Kruger does with the team that really seem to allow this team to thrive a little bit more. He doesn't like doing much with morning skates, so the team has more energy throughout a season. He knows that it's an 82-game grind, for example.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other thing is that, the guy seems to make these little plays, or these little concepts where, for example, the power play. It's always deadly. Why? He says players are allowed to be creative.
Oh, yeah.
And that creativity is allowing that power play in particular to be deadly.
One thing on the power play is there's too much, you have Skinner and Reinhardt on that top power play for a reason. Like, if you're not going to use them, put them on the second unit. Put somebody else then down low and in the middle. Because all they've used is Dahlin at the top, and he's giving it to Olsen or Eichel.
Yeah.
Like, use them, because we came out like a ball fire, right? And
Yep.
now teams are up high on us. And you're putting one down low in the diamond, you got a triangle formation up top. Like, that's so easy to diagnose that if you just get it down low to Reinhardt and let him work from there, it's going to draw guys down. It's going to be a quick shot.
Yeah. And a player like Johansson could also have that role, and then you could put Reinhardt into a more dominant role in the second group. I'm not going to hate that idea there. But you saw it in the last couple of games that Reinhardt has been more of a steady presence on the power play, including that goal last night against Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
But no, overall, though, this team, it gives me a genuine different feel. Maybe it's because I'm stupid. I don't know. I'm 30 years old. I've been a Buffalo fan my whole life, so I'm used to buying in and then getting kicked in the balls later. But I think there's a better feel to this team, though. There's a better feel to what they are, and I'm sure many of you would agree with that. And again, maybe it's because we're fools, but I'm willing to take that risk.
I mean, so far as well, we haven't really had that all hell, the wheels are falling off moment. Like, we're talking about, we've had brutal losses, and the Rangers kicked the shit out of us. That happens. But we haven't, some sports writers as well in the Buffalo area have said last year this team would have lost 5 in a row after a brutal loss like the Rangers. Instead, we come back. Allmark has a 41 save shutout, and we fairly dominate the whole game, win 2-0. We're like, all right, on to the next game. There really hasn't had this feel of, even the players aren't really buying too much into a win or a loss. It's just keep moving with the season. Just keep moving with it. And that's been a very reassuring thing. We're like, yeah, the fans, we're always going to buy into it. We're Buffalo fans. It's literally what we do.
Yeah.
But the players have really been stabilize the emotions, just keep moving with the flow of the season. We have, what do we have, 19 points, 17 points?
19 points.
19 points, and no one's freaking out yet. But what I do like seeing, and especially, these guys look like they're having fun. Like they're out there and they're enjoying themselves. Eichel, the one game, is getting ripped because he's not shooting enough. It's his 4-point game. The entire first period, he won't shoot. First question post game, or second question, he's laughing because he knows it's coming. He goes, yeah, I know I got to shoot more. It's like we haven't really seen these guys, and they're all young guys, which is crazy. We haven't really seen them be young guys and having fun and just really going out there every night and just like, we're going to take this team out.
Yeah.
We haven't seen that yet.
But what I like about this team is not set. Like
Exactly.
this is a foundation, if you will. Like, you have your core pieces, right? But you're still missing a top 6 forward.
Absolutely.
And I wonder if that's going to be, I wonder if Johansson slides to the right side or in the middle when Dylan Cousins comes up. Because Dylan Cousins you could easily put on the right side.
And he's having a monster year with it. He just scored his 9th goal last night. Oh,
he's got like 25 points on the season.
He's having a monster year.
He's insane.
I think they're going to Reinhardt him. They're just going to bury him for the rest of the year, though.
And I'm okay with that, though.
The way he skates with the puck is different than I've ever seen, because a lot of guys hold it off to the side. He holds it.
He keeps it right inside.
Here, right in the middle. And then the way he skates and how wide of a base he has, he's so strong. You're not moving him off the puck. He's so good. But if you move a defenseman, who I don't think it's Ristolainen anymore.
That's a question for another
Scandella.
podcast.
That's
By the way.
Scandella.
But I think quietly, I think we all agree on that.
That's a discussion for another pod. We don't have enough time for that
Like
today. This is just the debut video.
You're missing your top 6 forward.
Absolutely.
And your fourth line is not the fourth line. Like, they're playing good.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
Log line!
But this is not the fourth line you're taking to the playoffs.
I would agree with that, yeah. I would agree with that for the most part. It's tough because they dominate possession so well, but really outside of like 2 chances, they don't generate scoring. It's tough. It is tough. With
They don't generate the scoring. What they do is they create enough havoc that the D pairing
Yes.
Yeah, the
that is on the ice is the primary beneficiary.
Yes.
Like Scandella, his goal was courtesy of the log line a couple games ago. I mean, there's a lot of chances they're generating. It's just not coming off of their stick necessarily. I'm not going to have a problem with that. If they're the ones dominating possession, they're cycling it back to D-men that can score, especially when Brandon Montour comes back.
And that's the big player I think we've all talked about on
Hit it.
this pod is that when Montour comes back, again, we're not even playing at 100% with this D line up or even the offensive potential that Brandon Montour showed last year that he brings up.
Yes. If anybody listened to Neutral Ice last year, then you heard me.
WBNY, Buffalo State Radio, by the way.
What up?
Help them out.
91.3 FM. Give it a listen. But if you listen to that, you heard me go for a year.
For a year.
On getting Brandon Montour. Because how nobody could put a package together for either Montour or Shea Theodore before the expansion draft is beyond me. Beyond me.
I feel like that was just Anaheim being greedy and be like, we're keeping all the defensemen.
Yeah, but
and then they gave them all away.
They lose. You give up your future core. You overpay Cam Fowler by $8 million a year.
Yeah.
Like Cam Fowler is not worth, in my opinion, $8 million.
Yeah.
He's not.
He's not.
Like he's
Good
he's
defenseman.
a good defenseman.
Good defenseman, absolutely, but
He's probably your fourth best, and if he's your fourth best
You
defenseman
can't
on your
beat
team,
him with that.
I'm happy with that.
I'm happy. You can't be spending that kind of money though.
Oh, but you have Montour and Shea Theodore as your future top line, and they're
Yeah.
both now gone. Like that's
Maybe that's why Anaheim struggled over the
And
last couple of
here's-
years.
for me. Brandon Montour is to Jeff Skinner on offense. Because if you watch like Jeff Skinner, he'll give you a little butt of the stick. He'll give you a little something just to piss you off when he gets in the game.
Yep.
Montour does the same
It's
thing,
the same
and it
shit.
drives him.
I love
It
that.
drives him, and it's
I'm all
such.
for it, though. I
And I
love
can
it.
tell you from my experience, having played offense and defense, that if I'm in front of the net and somebody's jabbing me with the butt of the stick, it's pissing me off, and I've taken penalties because I go back.
Taking penalties.
I've taken penalties. And at the same time, I've drawn penalties because I'm doing the same thing to the people in front of
Oh
me.
yeah, absolutely.
Like he just does not shut up. His mouth never stops
Like
running.
Skinner.
You got,
Yes.
but that's what I love too. Is we have two like it sounds like elite trash talkers that
Yes.
just gets in the
That
head.
also back it
Yes.
up.
And they back
Yes.
it up. Yeah, Skinner's he's gonna inch towards another 40
Skinner
goal year.
dropped the mitts last year with Braden Point.
Yeah,
Like we
it's just,
like
he's going for it.
Yes.
And not to
I
mention the
love that.
offensive production he's bringing without Jack Eichel on his line at the current moment.
yes.
Skinner has been absolutely worth the money. I think we all
Yes.
so far this
Yes.
season absolutely been worth.
It's not about this year or even next year or the year after that. It's really going to be worrying about year 5, year 6,
Yes,
year 7.
yes,
like
of course.
that's when we're going to really have to start worrying about that contract proving its ultimate
and
worth.
that's where hockey contracts become a problem. Where it's like the only real contracts that are worth anything anymore are these huge 8-year deals. I mean, we're seeing with Winnipeg, they paid Patrick Laine. It's only a two-year deal. In a sense, it's like a half-year deal in hockey terms.
Well, basically, they're just making sure he's not addicted to Fortnite anymore.
Yeah,
that's where that one comes into play.
God, why is that game been like such a problem for athletes, especially?
Why are video games a problem for athletes? I get he's 21 years old. Like you got that.
Yeah.
Like our generation grew up on video games pretty
Mhm.
much, but bro, you're in the NHL. Like if JJ Watt even said it, he's like, I have the rest of my life for that. Like I'm a professional athlete now. Like that can be taken away from me like that.
Who's the pitcher for Tampa Bay? Same problem. Like he will leave practice.
You leave what?
Well, no. He
Okay.
practice
Was
will
it?
finish. He'll leave.
Oh,
go home
okay.
and play Fortnite.
Was it Blake Snell?
It was Blake Snell. Yes.
I think it was Blake
Like
Snell.
he would do baseball, Fortnite,
Yeah,
and
well,
somewhere in there sleep and get food.
yeah, home
Like
plate.
somewhere in there.
Still a Cy Young winner, so
I mean, so I can't hate
Doing
on it, but
something.
it's
I
like,
guess
it's
something's
like,
working.
but like, why? It's very weird to me. It's very weird.
Well, I mean, anyway, that's I'm of the like of if you got time and you want to do that sort of shit, go for it. But don't let it get in the way of your job.
Patrick Laine scored
That's basically
27 of his 30 goals before like December 15th.
Yeah, and that was scary.
That's he had 18 in the month of November.
Oh my god.
Could you imagine that?
It's
He had a
unreal.
He had a 5-goal performance against Minnesota.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
5 for 5
He
shooting.
murdered Minnesota by himself.
He did it to St. Louis too.
Yes,
He did, yeah.
Yes,
yeah,
he
did
could be.
multiply.
He
Oh
could
my
be the next Alexander Ovechkin if he wanted to.
If he
with
really
goal
goes
scorer.
for it. And that is crazy though with Winnipeg where
And he
you're
looks
right.
like he's back right now.
It
Oh,
does.
yeah.
Well, he was
He
getting a lot of
looks-
assists to
He
start the year
looks
as well.
scary.
Yeah, he looks like he's still.
But it is
Perfectly legit.
crazy though that
Yeah.
Winnipeg kind of didn't 100% trust him when they were giving him a new deal. They only gave him 2 years. I mean, if he's back, they're going to extend that to however long.
Yeah, and he still got RFA status.
Yeah,
So that's,
they have
So-
complete control.
yeah.
They have complete control of him.
Fix the NHL free agency system.
You've been a big proponent of that. You've been a very big
Yes.
proponent of that.
Offer sheet someone, you cowards.
The
Because what happens? We get Braden Point on a value deal.
Yeah.
Go ahead and just
I mean,
piss off.
I mean, Montreal did.
Ooh, they
Ooh.
didn't do anything. They just did the negotiating for Carolina. They
Yeah.
did their job.
They did.
Like they didn't do anything important. They just said Carolina was like, "Oh, thanks for doing the negotiations for us. Those are acceptable terms. We're easily going to match that.
Yeah, I feel like.
You're only getting a second round pick in return. Yeah, we're just going to sign
What?
and keep
I
Aho."
mean, do you have to go like for Carolina because they don't? It's not like they're a team that's ever spent big on free agents or anything like
No.
that. Like they're gonna have to with Svechnikov eventually.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, does $10 million get that done for Montreal? Like another 1.5 mil?
Maybe, because then the compensation gets ramped up.
Right.
Like, that's the thing, was that the
Possibly,
compensation
yeah.
was just a second-round pick.
Right.
Of course you're matching that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not... A
Of course
second
you're
round
matching
pick
that.
for Sebastian Aho is just...
That's dumb.
Yeah, that's...
Yeah, that's the best way to
That's
put it. It's
highway
dumb.
robbery.
It's dumb.
highway robbery.
So, again, they just did the negotiation job for Carolina.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's whatever. I hate the free agency system as it is. Throw it all in the trash heap, along with your stupid playoff system.
Free agency should be 2 days after the draft.
Gary Bettman should once again still, and I reiterate, be launched into the fucking sun.
Retweet, brother. Retweet.
Retweet, brother. All right, we'll move on here. It's not the smoothest transition, but
all right.
Bills Eagles tomorrow.
Oh.
New Era Field, home game number 2 in a row for the Buffalo Bills, who are 5-1. If you would have told me that a 5-1 team and a 3-4 team were coming around in Week 8 in Buffalo, I would have been like, okay, so the Bills are 3-4, not bad, not bad, not bad. Nope, they're 5-1. Okay, what? Okay, so the Eagles aren't your 5-1 team, is what you're telling me? All right, I'm in. So Bills, Eagles. Philadelphia's looking like a desperate team. Philadelphia's looking like an angry team. And Philadelphia is... Their media is going bonkers. Orlando Skandrick decided to go scorched earth after getting released.
That was a fun day yesterday.
And then the Eagles were like, nah, he's just pissed. Everything's fine.
First off, can we talk about what Orlando Skandrick looked like? Did you see my tweet?
Yeah.
Did you see my tweet? Like, what? Like, okay. It's like Cam Newton. Cam Newton looks like a grandma baking biscuits with like chicken and gravy.
Jesus.
Like, I love Cam Newton, but
damn,
what are you doing? You got hair coming out the front and the back of your scarf.
Coming out the front and the back.
Oh my God!
But like, just this Eagles team is so frustrating, and this is 2 years in a row. This is 2 years in a row that the Eagles team has been so frustrating, and for whatever reason, it always seems to be these big media teams, big market teams. Stop jumping to blame the quarterback for literally all your issues.
Carson Wentz is so good.
He's got 13-4 touchdown interceptions.
Carson
How the
Wentz-
hell is he your problem?
Except he's been playing. I'm not going to say spectacular because he's not one of the MVP candidates, but he's been playing well.
And
Like, I'm not going to hate him for it.
You can't help having Nelson Aguilar go like this and then no thanks.
Yeah, he alligator arms it.
Yeah.
Hey, on
man.
that play in particular, this is what I love now about having video. Can't be blamed for the drop if it doesn't hit your hands.
Playing chess when everyone else is playing checkers. What a son of a bitch. What a son of a bitch. But like, I'm looking at this Eagles team, and I think you're 100% right. They're a desperate team and they're an angry team. But I actually think that makes a horrible mismatch for a Bills team that's actually been playing fairly calm football.
But even the Bills are a team with a little bit of a chip on their shoulder right now because
And
they're
that's-
5-1 and nobody thinks they're for real.
Well, here, and I'll bring this
Because
up.
hey, I'll say it. Who the hell did they play? Well,
Exactly,
they played the New
exactly.
England Patriots, who are unbeaten, and they gave them the best ride that they could, and the best ride that New England has had to deal with all season.
Let me ask you something. Because Josh Allen has shined in the fourth quarter.
Yes.
How many game-winning touchdowns has he had? If he doesn't get knocked out of that game,
We were ripped off of that.
what
yes.
happens?
We've been all been talking about, like, during the game, or immediately preceding the game, I went, he was playing like shit. He's not going to win it. And, like, the next 2 days afterwards, I went, no, that son of a bitch is going to win it. Like, I got more amped up, and the game was already over with. But realistically, look at Allen. He's been the best quarterback in the fourth quarter, I believe, passer rating-wise.
Yes.
And then he's been the best quarterback from throws 19 yards in. I mean, does he only have 7 touchdowns to 7 interceptions? Yes. But he has been elite in a few areas and in a few key moments in the game. That's where guys like Colin Cowherd said this yesterday on his show. He just doesn't believe a quarterback like with Josh Allen's stats is going to ruin the Eagles season. Because I fully believe this. I think this is the Eagles season right here. This game. You go 3-5 in a tightly contested NFC, you're out. Only one team.
The NFC is kind of garbo.
I only think one team's getting out of
If
it.
you,
Yeah.
And if you go 3-5, and Dallas, I believe, is going to win this
Are
weekend.
you gonna trust the Cowboys though throughout an entire season and not screw it up?
I don't trust Jason Garrett, so with ultimately that saying,
So Philadelphia, even if they lose this game, they have a chance at their division.
it's going to be such a tough ride again. And I think a big thing with this, and I'm not saying he's a better quarterback, you don't have that fallback guy, that Nick Foles that gives you that jolt of energy, that jolt of like, all right, let's go. And that's a big thing. I mean, who's their backup? Is it Nate Sudfeld or who is it? Or Josh McCown? I'm sorry.
Yeah, McCown's there.
Yeah, because Sudfeld got hurt.
Yeah, he's not giving you that jolt that you guys can go do it. And to be fair, they don't have the run game they had that Super Bowl year. Their defense has gotten significantly older, and the secondary significantly worse. And I don't even think their offensive line is playing the exact same. Jason Kelsey's still good, but he's older. It's banged up.
Jason Peters is out for this game.
Yeah, he's out for this game. This game, to me, while it's desperate, this Eagles team doesn't look like a team that can rebound well. We've seen their last 2 games go down early against Minnesota and Dallas and get mauled in the second, third, and fourth quarter. And that's where we've all been clamoring for it. We're all Bills fans. We've all been clamoring for it. An Allen 300-yard game. We all have. If he can hit a deep bomb early in this game, game, set, match, he's hitting 300. The Eagles are giving up 286 yards passing per game. That is atrocious. And I get it. It's a pass-heavy league now. That shit's still garbage.
Yeah.
Like, that's bad. Or you cut Orlando. That's fine. He legitimately isn't even one of the major problems. Darby's a major problem. Mills hasn't been very good. And those are some of your key guys.
John Russell Douglas has kind of lost a step out in the season.
He's still a hard-hitting hard-hitting secondary player. Not great in coverage. And you're asking guys for them to cover Cole Beasley, who is a spectacular route runner. Not crazy speed, but a spectacular route runner. You got guys like Devin Singletary, who is back, and now it's his second game in. Going to be phenomenal out of the backfield in the passing game. Isaiah McKenzie, me and you have been saying it on the Blitz, 91.3 FM on Mondays. Isaiah McKenzie's just a playmaker. It's just shuffle passes, those little like jet sweeps that they do.
All he does is make one play a game that's fantastic.
And it's like 25 yards every goddamn day.
Free Robert Foster.
And that is a big one as well. Josh Allen's best passer rating his rookie year was throwing to Robert Foster. He was a healthy scratch last week. McDermott or Dable, one of the two, said he just wasn't in the game plan. I don't know what that's all about. But with Duke Williams most likely not playing, you traded Zay Jones away. Foster's going to be in this game. He is going to be in this game. How quickly or how much do we actually see Foster? I've been saying this for like 3 weeks because we've been playing bad secondaries for 2 weeks. I'm sorry. Start the game off with a bomb, because Allen's also with that is 0 for 9 on passes 30 yards downfield. He's got to hit one of those, even if it just gives him that built up confidence that like, all right, I can hit that shit. Like it's that little thing where it's a mental thing of like, yep, I got it.
The law of averages is going to say that he's going to start connecting.
And you've been saying that as well. Yeah, you've been saying that as well.
Like, it's a low percentage play, yes, but he has gotten 0. And that's something that heading into the season, we're thinking, if you were to tell me heading into week 8 that Josh Allen would have no passes over 40 yards?
Over 30.
No, there's a 38 for John Brown. But there's 0 connections for over 40 yards. I've been like, yeah, right. What the hell is he hurt? That would have been my response to that. But no, it seems like this is more or less a thing of it's just not connecting, timing, and sometime soon. And I think this is a good way to do it.
I agree.
Like you said, start it off that way. If you start it off that way, I don't know if the Eagles are going to be able to take a hit to the mouth like that real quick and then keep going. They might back down.
Especially with the crowd they got to go up against.
What happened last week?
The last 2 weeks. Realistically, for them, it's just been like, oh, again, Jesus. Because Kirk Cousins blew them up. Dak had another good game against them. If they go in and Josh Allen has his career day, like I'm saying this is the season, and that's when I'm saying this is the season. They go 3-5 and giving up who probably in their eyes are 3 mediocre to young and still upcoming quarterbacks. They give up career days to 2 of them. That defense isn't recovering from that.
No.
It's almost impossible.
Like that would get Jim Schwartz fired probably.
Oh, Jim Schwartz would not be allowed back on the bus to get even to the airport. It's just, this game to me, and this is why I'm so excited. And I said it, and I was geeking out when you brought up the Bills. I'm excited because this number one could be finally the game where everyone goes, all right, the Bills are for real. They're 6-1. They're for real. Allen could have a pop-off game where all of a sudden now he's at like 10 touchdowns with 7 picks, and now all of a sudden, okay, now the gears are starting to turn. Now this offense looks dangerous. The defense can kind of, sadly, a bounce-back game after kind of a dud against Miami. They're getting Milano most likely back. He was out of his red non-contact jersey yesterday.
Yeah.
This game to me does feel like even though the Eagles are dangerous and desperate and they're angry, I think you mix all 3 of those together with this Eagles team and the attitude they have, I actually think that's the worst thing for them, especially being on the road. They could take shots early. Wentz maybe could throw a bad pick, or they maybe fumble, because they've also had fumbling issues. All of them have, including Wentz. That's one of the big things he has had a problem with. And their defense, they're not making big plays. They're just straight up not. And it's not even a knock on their talent. They're just not doing it. So this game, I don't think you get out of hand early, but quickly we could see like a 14-3 lead for Bills, and the Eagles just haven't shown me in the last month of the season that they can rebound from that at all.
Yeah, we'll see what happens here. It's going to be interesting, but for now, I think for the quick version of this, I think we're going to put a wrap on this one, boys.
Sound good.
All right, yeah.
But before we go, I do have one thing that we do have to announce for this project, for this podcast, and none of you fucking like it because this is terrible. Look at him over here.
I agreed to it.
We all did. We all
right away, I
stupidly
was
did.
excited, and then like the more I thought about it, I'm like, that shit's dumb. Like, no, like, I don't want to do that.
We're all volunteering to do this, and I don't know why, but I mean, I'm the leader. I have to nut up or shut up at this point.
I'm
But-
just trying to build my resume.
I'm just trying to
Yes,
build my
this is going to build your resume. You know.
I'm trying to build my resume.
Okay, the point we're getting at here is sometime in the next month, we're aiming for the last week of November for this one, tentatively, but it will be happening around that time. Habanero hot takes. Yeah, and then you could just hear how pissed off these two are right
We have
now.
a swear counter. Like, it's gonna happen.
We are. You're already going off. But it is going to be a sports debate show where we take 3 people and we debate a topic of, it could be Bills, Sabres, around the league of the NFL, NHL, anything that you want to talk about. As a matter of fact, we might even do like a little tweet bag of topics and have you guys decide the topic, what we talk about, with one stipulation. We have to eat a habanero hot pepper, and none of us are going to take it very well. I might throw up. That's probably going to happen. I'm not
Probably
sure.
gonna happen.
I can't guarantee anything, but I don't like my chances. However, it's something we're going to do. I'm pseudo happy to announce it because it's something stupid. It's something different. It's something that I'm sure you're all going to love. The pain that we bring to this show. But it will be a monthly show. It will not be something that we put ourselves through the rigors all the time. We have a giant roster, a rotating cast. So who knows what 3 people are going to be the unfortunate suckers to have to do habanero hot takes first. You're going to have to stay tuned to find out. This is the Raging Buffalo Podcast. I'm Derek Kramer.
Zach Jones.
I'm Justin Lamont.
And he's saying no, he don't want first go. Kid's smart. Look at that. And you can give us a follow at Derek Kramer 49.
Swim Twiggy.
At Justin Lamont 18.
Thanks for listening. This has been the first Raging Buffalo podcast. We're on our YouTube channel, so you can like and subscribe there. We're going to post it on Twitter if possible, if I know how to figure out data and how to upload video, if I can upload videos that are even this long. We'll figure that shit out. But for now, thank you for listening. Thank you for enjoying. And hey, personally, I'm going to say this. It's good to be back, bitches.